Hi, I'm Nancy Spears at the Aspen Food and Wine Classic, and today I have the pleasure of talking to Chris Cusack, who's a restaurateur and totally trending here in Aspen. He's from Houston and opening restaurants, it seems like, all the time.
We do what we can. Yeah, I've got 3 that are under construction right now that'll be open this summer.
Okay, tell us about them.
So the one that's kind of closest to opening is called Hunky Dory, and we call it a British American tavern. Richard Knight is the chef there. He had a restaurant in Houston that was really, really well known called Feast. Just beautiful, beautiful, classic rustic European cooking. And so on one side of that room is kind of a more formal dining room, and on the other will be kind of a more British style pub. So that one I'm really excited about. The next one is called Foreign Correspondence. It's a Northern Thai regional restaurant with Chef PJ Stoops. And then the third one is called Bernadine's, and it's we're hoping that this kind of becomes known as the definitive Gulf Coast restaurant. There's so much happening in the Gulf Coast, and particularly in Houston right now, that we kind of saw the opportunity to do it in a way that is true to our experience as Gulf Coast people, and that's the third one.
So it's quite ambitious, Chris. I mean, that's a trifecta all in one year. How did you? What inspired you to select these particular cuisines, and how did you find your chefs?
Well, we drink a lot in the restaurant industry, so it no.
Exactly.
Right. Seemed like a good idea at the time to open 3 at once. It kind of evolved. I've been owning restaurants and bars for about 8 years. I opened my first one when I was 25, and it seems like sometimes when you're doing this that you're just looking for the opportunity to do it, and if you had the money or you had the backers or the location and any of those kinds of things, then you should take advantage of it if you can. And so for a long time that was kind of how it seemed to me. But as we've grown and been more successful, the money shows up, the spaces show up, and so this was kind of like the turning point for us in some ways. It was all lined up. We had great chefs that we were really excited to work with. And so we took advantage of the first opportunity, and that grew into 2 restaurants on one site, which is Hunky Dory and Bernadine's. And then we had a certain timeline for those at first, and then when the third one came online, we intended to open it a year later, but that one happened faster, and the other 2 happened a little bit slower. And so now here we are, potentially opening 3 in the same month.
Here you are. Well, I wish you the best of luck with that. The Houstonians love food. So
very, very much.
How can they find out more about these restaurants?
Well, our website is treadsack.com, and that's our restaurant group's name, and that's our URL. We get great press, but we also have put out a magazine of our own called Sugar and Rice, which is a Gulf Coast food culture magazine. And so that's available all over Whole Foods and Barnes & Noble nationally, as well as online at sugarandrice.com.
Cool. So this is incredible. It's more than a magazine. It's like a book that you want to put it on your coffee table.
We said that exact thing. We thought part journal, part magazine, part coffee table book. It's something that when you're done reading it, you don't toss it. You put it on your bookshelf. And
absolutely. So please check out Chris Cusack. I'm sure much more to come from him, and Treadsack in Houston, or on GenConnect.com. Thank you.